Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to continue our chapter 16, that is water, a precious resource. In our previous video, we have seen different forms of water as well as how much water is available on this earth, and we came to know that our earth is made up of more than 70% of water, but the fresh water is only 0.01%, which we can use for our daily needs. So it is a alarming condition that we should be aware about water and how to conserve it. So let's proceed further in this chapter. Before starting the explanation, I wish to show you a video, very short video. First you enjoy that video and form some concepts about it, and then we'll continue the chapter. Let's have a video.
Not all the rainwater flows into rivers and ultimately into oceans. Some of it is absorbed by the soil. This water is known as groundwater. Although it is not visible, it is almost everywhere, flowing beneath the ground under your home, cities, farms and deserts. Groundwater is an important source of fresh water on earth. It is the source of water for many lakes and wells. Many of us drink groundwater every day. That is because hand pumps and tube wells tap groundwater to provide water for consumption.
Yes, so I hope from the video you would be clear about what is groundwater, and today we are going to talk very much about groundwater and its related use and how we can maintain a groundwater level. So the ground has a large storage of water inside it. If we dig deeper and deeper below the earth, we will reach a level where all the space between particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water. The upper limit of this layer is called the water table. So what is water table? The upper limit of this layer. Which layer? The layer of water. That is called water table. The water table varies from place to place, and it may even change at a given place. Place to place means different places in our country as well as in other country where they are getting different amount of rainfall. So their water table also varies and even changes at a given place depending upon the seepage area. The water found below the water table is called groundwater. Means the upper layer is water table and below it the water which is found is known as groundwater, because it is under our land, inside the land and inside our ground. That is why it is known as groundwater. The rainwater and water from other sources such as rivers and ponds seeps through the soil and fills the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground. Rainwater as well as water from other sources such as rivers, ponds, then small lakes, sea, oceans, from there also water seeps through the soil. This we have learnt in our previous chapter, 17th chapter. So we know that water seeps through the soil particles and it fills up the empty spaces deep below the ground, and that water only forms our groundwater. The process of seeping of water into the ground is called infiltration. This is, we can say, the synonym of seeping of water or seepage of water, which we have learnt in our forest chapter. There, that process of seeping of water drop by drop into the ground was known as seepage of water. Here the same is used, but it is named as infiltration because that soil particle, the piece of that land where the water is being seeping down, that is filtering that water. Whatever the water is going down, that is being filtered by the soil particles. That is why it is also known as infiltration. That's why if you might have observed the groundwater coming from hand pumps or tube wells, you might have seen that it is a fresh water which is very clean. So why it is clean? Because it is getting filtered and then only it goes down under the ground. The groundwater is stored between layers of hard rocks below the water table. Where it is stored? Between layers of hard rocks below the water table, and that is called aquifer. This is a new term and it is also one of your definition you have to memorize. That groundwater is stored between layers of hard rocks, and we know rocks do not release sand or mud. That's why our water is clean over there, and that water is called aquifer. You can see into this picture groundwater. Here this layer, you can see this layer is our water table, which is just below the ground, where it is the uppermost layer of groundwater. We can say it is water table. So if we are digging the soil to bore our hand pump or tube wells, we have to dig up to water table level. And aquifer, as you can see here, aquifer is there, and this all are hard rocks. Here it is one of the layer, and below the aquifer also there is one layer where this water is stored, that is known as aquifer. Moving on to depletion of water table. Now, as we know, water remains constant throughout our world, but our water table is being depleted, means the layer of groundwater is getting depleted. It is becoming thin by thin day in the coming days and years. Why it is happening so? Water table may go down if the water is not sufficiently replenished. That means recharged. If it is not sufficiently recharged, means replaced by the new water, fresh water, by any means, by natural or by artificial means, that water table, that water level may go down. It is due to these all are the different reasons, like increasing population, industries, decrease of seepage area for seepage of rainwater, then agricultural activities also, like irrigation, where we use lots of water so that groundwater may go down, then deforestation, and also scanty rainfall. As we can observe, every monsoon we are getting very less rainfall. So in such cases, if rainfall would not be there, that is the natural source of water which is helping our water table to maintain it, but if it is not getting the good rainfall, that water table may go down. So Let's learn in detail few of these reasons in detail. First is increasing population. This is, we can say, one of the major cause of depletion of water table, because if population is increasing, number of human beings are increasing, and accordingly their uses, their demand is also increasing, and as they are using up all the water, different forms of water, they are also using groundwater, and because of that water is getting depleted, that water table is getting depleted. So increasing population creates demand for construction of houses, shops, offices, roads and pavements. This decrease the open area. So if we'll build all these things for the increasing population, it will decrease the open areas like parks and playgrounds, and this in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater, because if open land would not be there, that rainfall will not go under the ground, because land should be there, then only clear land field should be there, then only that water can go down. A huge amount of water is needed for construction work. You might have seen wherever the construction work is going on, there they require huge amount of water, and all that water is drawn from the ground. So because of this also water table is getting depleted. Then the next reason is increasing industries, or we can say increasing number of industries. Daily we are using number of different things in our daily life. So all those things, all those materials are being manufactured into industries only. So, and you should know that water is being used by all industries. Almost everything that we use needs water somewhere in its production process. So the number of industries is increasing day by day. That means their use of water is also increasing day by day. Water used by most industries is drawn from ground, because they are not getting the water from dams or these rivers or oceans. They are simply digging it out from the groundwater, and it is very less expensive for them, because they don't have to pay the water tax over there. So industries used to draw that water from the ground. Next reason is agricultural activities. It is also one of the reason, we can say, as a majority of farmers in India depend upon rain for irrigating their crops. They are depending on rain because for irrigation huge amount of water is required, and if rainfall would not come, then the next option they have to dig the water from the ground and irrigate their fields. Irrigation systems like canals are there only in few places. These systems may suffer from lack of water due to plenty of rainfall, so farmers have to use groundwater for irrigation. Population pressure on agricultural forces increasing use of groundwater day by day, and this result in depletion of water table, because as the population is increasing, their demand for food as well as different agricultural products are increasing, and in return farmers have to produce more amount of food as well as agricultural products, so they require more water, and so they dig the ground and take the water from there. So this result in depletion of water table. Now, as we all have discussed now that water is being depleted day by day, and it is reaching to the alarming level where we should be conscious and we should conserve our water. But before starting that step, we should know how much water is available on this earth, and or we can say how much water is there in every area. So that can be explained by distribution of water. So we'll start with this. What is there? Distribution of water. Some places have good amount of rain, and at some place there are deserts which have scanty rainfall. As you would be knowing that our Kutch or the Rajasthan area, they are getting very scanty rainfall, and in contrast to that, eastern states, they are getting very good amount of rain. So the water distribution is uneven like this, where the rainfall is good, there water would be good, water level would be high, and here where scanty rainfall is there, their water table will be low. India is a vast country and the rainfall is not the same everywhere. It is not same even in different countries. Some regions have excessive rain, while some other have very little rainfall. Both is not good for our health, we can see. Excessive rain causes floods. See, we might be knowing that daily in the news it is coming about floods, and because of floods many lives are getting destroyed, whereas the absence of rains results in drought. This is also harmful to us. Because of drought also many people are losing their lives and their livelihood. So we can understand this clear by seeing the map, how much water is getting distributed or how much water is available on different parts of our country. So this is a map. You can see here rainfall is given in centimeter. The dark purple color is showing above 400 centimeter rainfall in one monsoon season. So as you can see here, these all eastern states, they are getting more rainfall, above 400 centimeter they are getting rainfall. Eastern states as well as some of these southern states, they are getting above 400 centimeter rainfall. If we come down, that is 200 to 400 centimeter, light purple colored. So few of the eastern states are also getting 200 to 400 centimeter rainfall, and similar areas of southern state also. And as we go down, you can see at the bottom it is 0 to 20%, 0 to 20 centimeter rainfall also getting few of the states, and it is very light blue colored marked into your map. So as you can see here, our Gujarat, where we live, it is getting very light blue colored, that is only we can say up to 40 to 60 or 20 to 40 centimeter of rainfall we are getting every year. So these all eastern states, you can see here clearly, it is getting very less rainfall as compared to all these eastern, southern. These all are getting much rainfall. Here also you can see this part is also getting very less rainfall. So on the basis of map you can say where the rainfall amount is good and where we are getting scanty rainfall. So here we are ending up with our today's topic. We'll meet in the new video with the remaining part of this chapter. By the time, go through the chapter, read the chapter properly and understand the concept, and see the video as much as you can, so you will be more clear about this topic. Stay healthy, stay safe and enjoy your day. Thank you.